Good morning.
Good morning, Father.
One Sunday, the pastor was finishing up a series on marriage. At the end of the service, he was giving out small wooden crosses to each married couple. He said, "Place this cross in the room in which you fight the most, and you will be reminded of God's commandment of love, and you won't argue as much." One woman came up after the service and said, "You'd better give me 5 crosses." My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, our life is full of crosses. All our life we struggle with one thing or the other. No one is exceptional for that crosses. But the person on whom we believe is the one who carried the cross ahead of us. Is the one who loved us as we were born on this earth. Every created creature in this world, that which has life, has love within itself for each other. Even the animals, which we call it as conditioned. And we, as human beings, with all the senses and the feelings and the emotions, we all seek for that love. Love is such a beautiful word which transformed the life of many people, either to live or to die for someone whom they love. Love is a word that's so powerful when it takes root in us. When someone in true love, you know well how it disturbs person until he or she rests in that love. From birth to death, man seeks for this love. There are persons who cherish this love and understands the glory and the power of love. Love as the nature of making the person to live, to walk and progress in this life. Every one of us in some part of our life, we do experience the failure of love, either partially or fully. And what is this love? Who placed this love in us that burns the heart of the person so much that does not allow us at times? People, when they fail in love, when they fail in marriage, when they fail that such a loved person deny or betray or get away from the life, people lack sleep, not able to take decisions, a kind of inner anxiety, no appetite, a great dullness in life. Every advice of the elders, mostly for young boys and girls in the aspect of love, whatever the elders say to them, it sounds numb, meaningless. Love is so powerful. It is sometimes blind and deaf too. The love that mother shows on children are known as affection. The love between husband and wife is known as self-offering. The love shown to the poor and the oppressed is known as pity. The love shown to the weak and physically limited is known as mercy. The love shown to the relation known as affinity. Love shown to the workers known as care. The love shown to the friend is known as confidence. A love shown by a servant to the master is known as faithfulness. A love shown on a country is known as patriotism. And the love shown to God is known as devotion. If this love on this earth varies in so many ways, and yet all these are called love, that is what we call, that is God. God is love. God is a combination of all this love that we experience on this earth. So we call often God is love. The secret and the power of this love is placed by God in the hearts of every man. When man is in joy, he seeks for someone to share this love. When he is in sorrow, he seeks for a shoulder to surrender all the pains. And when he feels in desperate condition, he seeks for God. At times, man seeks God only when all this earthly love appears to be apparently a failure. Man bends his knees to the giver of this love. God invites us today to this reality of love by saying, I loved you so much that I was the first one, because of showing my great and sincere love to you, I was rejected by the people. I am the first one who failed in love because of showing it. That is the reason I was able to die happily for you, because I loved you so much. I died for you on the cross. If not God, who can be a good example? At times we face our crosses. At times we fail in love. Who is the best person we can look at? This is the person who extends his hand and says that I'm empty for showing that love, and the one who rejected by the human. Unless one realizes the love of God and learn that we are not just thrown to this earth, but God has a definite plan for us on this planet. There is someone who moves you and me to different moods of this world to mold ourselves into the bond of this love is none other than God. All these three elements, heart, mind, and soul, are given to man by God, and it has to be given back to him, for it belongs to him. So without these elements, you are not what you are, lest you become the dead. So God invites us to look into our own life as we are alive and to surrender ourselves to God with all our heart, mind, and soul. When you and I understand our origin and the purpose of our life, my dear brothers and sisters, we value our own self in a worthy way. We learn to love our own self, and we will learn to know the love of God, which will lead one to love our neighbor, for he too is created by the same God who is love. Jesus was making a significant change in linking these two commandments together as one and inseparable. From the rest of the New Testament, it is very clear that one cannot love God without loving one's brothers and sisters at the same time. Nor does one love others just for God's sake, or to please God or observe a commandment. One is expected to go much further. One does not go to God through others, but one seeks, finds, and God only in others. As often you do a little bit of things to the little ones on this earth, God is saying, you did it to me. The true love of God and the true love of our neighbor are two sides of the same coin. Any attempts to separate them is a falsification of the message of Christ. 1 John chapter 4, verse 20 says, those who say, I love God, and hate their brothers and sisters are liars. For those who do not love a brother or a sister whom they have seen cannot love God whom they have not seen. Let us ask ourselves, where are we standing? Did we expose ourselves as an excellent supporter to church and fail to love our own family members, maybe your wife, husband, and vice versa? As parents, we could be good provider to children. Did we be a giver of love to the children. Take time to say a word of love to your beloved ones in and around the world by saying meaningfully, I love you. That word has got such a great power. And ask for this grace during this Mass. Amen.